Like, I tell you what, you get better and I'll teach you to run as fast as me.
Yeah?
Yeah?
You'll teach me to outrun cancer?
Now, I did not think I'd be making this video, but binging all 8 episodes immediately after it came out, I don't think I can't talk about it. I realise that not everyone actually knows what The Boys is, but to be fair, it's on Amazon Prime, so you won't be marked out for that. In essence, The Boys follows 2 groups of people. The superhero team known as the Seven, who are frankly all assholes who only care about themselves and their reputation, and the boys, who are also all assholes and pretty hell-bent on revenge and showing the world how much the Supes are assholes. So, a great bunch of people. Without rambling on too much, let's run right through a person into this. Yeah, that totally made sense. I'll keep this snappy.
You have to be completely naked.
The show opens really strong, and the first episode is one of my favourites. I'll let you know right away that this isn't the superhero show you're used to. For someone who hasn't read the comics this was based on, this was one of the things that hyped me up for the show as soon as I watched the trailer. The Boys has come at a rather good time. In a time where there's a new piece of superhero media every other week. The show looks at what it would be like if superheroes actually existed. It works to show how superheroes are not gods, they're just as human as the rest of us, and explores what people would do given an incredible amount of power. None of this with great power comes great responsibility shit.
Here comes the A-Train!
Unfortunately, the show doesn't really want to answer that question, at least not yet. So while I'll fault the season for it, I do hope it's something they plan on properly exploring in the future.
I'm sorry.
All the heroes in the show are fundamentally flawed, some more than others. I won't spoil specifics about the characters, but after making all the Supes seem like assholes in the first episode, the show then goes on to explore the characters in more depth, which is something I appreciated, initially thinking they would be just bland pricks. I'm looking forward to exploring their characters more in the future. The entire roster of characters is morally great, and the show does well to make you question even the boys and whether what they're doing is good or not, and whether revenge is worth it. In fact, by the end of the show, it leaves you uncertain of a lot of the characters and where their journeys will take them. And the show is funny, man, and there's some dark shit the Boys makes fun of. The action is rather absent, but the fights themselves are fun and uncoordinated. The show does its best to remove all the fancy superhero glamour we're used to, and considering we've got Quentin Tarantino levels of blood here, I can say they achieved that goal. I would like to see some better choreography in future seasons, but the violence makes up for it this far in. The show deals with some pretty heavy topics as well, and while being a black comedy, I believe it does a good job at addressing the issues it wants to, while leaving room to explore them in future seasons. With that, I'll add that the show can be rather disturbing. So for those that are squeamish, or would rather avoid super serious topics like rape and religion, you've been warned. While the show attempts to deal with superheroes if they were to live in our own world, it takes the interesting choice to have the heroes inhabit almost all forms of media. While the dream for most is to join the Seven, their equivalent of the Justice League, most superheroes become celebrities and star in movies and shows and ads and pretty much everything. An interesting choice to be sure, but I have yet to see a solid reason why it needed to be in the story at all. Now, The Boys likes to poke fun at the corporations responsible for the superhero movie outbreak the last 2 decades. While doing that, it thinks it's a lot more subversive than it actually is. However, I doubt the show would have made much of an impact or been as interesting had it been made a decade earlier. Overall, the show provides a fresh and interesting look into the world of superheroes and sets up to delve even deeper into the question of whether power does corrupt. Smart and funny, the show is a real ride from start to finish, and the action's incredibly over the top. The show doesn't exactly answer all the questions it poses, and I hope this is remedied in future seasons. The cast is great, and the performances to match. The characters all inhabit a moral grey area, and I look forward to seeing what else the series can show us. Definitely give it a watch if you enjoy interesting superhero stories, or even if you hate superhero stories. The Boys are definitely on. So, yeah, I kind of took a pause on the Halo 5 Guardians video, which has really frustrated me, but after anticipating the show for a while, I feel like not enough people will watch it. This video was really rushed as I wanted to catch its relevancy, so I apologise for not being able to talk about it more in depth. I have no idea what the comics are like, so I'm interested to give them a look. But for now, I really should be finishing the Halo fix. Sorry, that might take a little while longer now. Until then, stay serious.